Dante's Boxing Nation, and I'm over here with Joel Diaz. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Now you out here at the Floyd Mayweather gym. Why don't you tell us what brings you over here at the Floyd Mayweather gym?
Well, you know, I got a call from Mr. Porter, Ken Porter, and just a little courtesy call of asking me for just a couple of advices, you know, for his son. He's very excited. You know, his son's fighting Devin Alexander. And his point was, you know, you guys are the only ones that beat Devin. His only loss is to Tim Bradley. And I would like to see if, you know, you can come and, you know, share a little bit of your experience that you guys had in camp in the fight with my son, you know, to go into this fight. And I said, yeah, no problem, whatever I can do, you know. Shawn Porter just fought my brother in his recent fight. He fought him twice, you know, and 20 rounds of great boxing. So, you know, the kid, you know, deserves a little bit of help, you know. And if I can go out of my way to help anybody that needs my help, I'm more than glad to and more than happy to. And that's what I'm here. I'm here to share some of my experience that we had through the camp with Tim for Devin Alexander. And hopefully we see this kid become a world champion now. It's his time, I think.
Absolutely. So what exactly do you think Shawn Porter needs to do to beat Devin Alexander?
Well, first of all, I think he needs to be very smart. You know, he needs to establish a good set of a fight with Devin. Don't give Devin the opportunity to pick his punches, because he will pick them. He will do damage because he's a great fighter. You know, you need to apply pressure on Devin. You need to make it a fight. You can't make it a boxing match. You need to make it a fight. So, you know, I think Shawn has what it takes. You know, he's got the same build as Tim. You know, he's short. He can get inside. You know, and I think it's gonna be a great fight. And I'm here to, you know, give him a little bit of advice. You know, maybe if it can help him just for this fight. I would like to see him, you know, become a world champion.
Yeah, absolutely. So you think that Shawn Porter would have to fight him in the inside, just like you trained Tim Bradley to do against Devin Alexander,
Definitely.
right?
You can't give Devin Alexander much space. He has beautiful boxing skills. He knows how to use his jab real well. He knows how to pick. So he needs to get inside and, you know, always maintain that close gap on Devin.
Absolutely. So let me ask you, man, since you're the man that trains Tim Bradley, what do you think is next for Tim Bradley? Or what would you like to be next for Tim Bradley?
You know, I really don't know. I understand, you know, the promoters, they're the ones that do the job. But like I've always said it, you know, let's wait for Brandon Rios and Manny Pacquiao get it on. And, you know, we have a mark that was set in our lives, you know, and not a pleasant one after the Manny Pacquiao and Bradley. And, you know, I would like to, that's my main priority. Before I retire from this business, go back and fight Manny Pacquiao again. You know, if he beats Brandon Rios for the reason of winning or losing. You know, I want to go back to fight Manny Pacquiao. If Manny Pacquiao knocks out Tim Bradley, I'll go home happy. If Tim Bradley beats Manny Pacquiao, I go home happy. But I don't want to live with this in my mind that there was a controversy and a lot of negativity came our way. You know, I want to clear that so I can live in peace, because up to now there's always people saying, oh, they have doubts. You know, I don't think he beat him. You know, he didn't win. You know, and that really bothers me, because we're in this sport to come to work. We go to work. Every time we fight, we go to work. And what happens in that ring, around the ring, with the decisions, the promoters, the business people, has nothing to do with us. We just go to work and try to, you know, live there for our families, you know. So that's my main priority. But only the promoters know what they got in hands. But that's the fight I would like to go back to. Manny Pacquiao again, to make it clear, win or lose, and go home and have no more controversies.
Absolutely. Now, Diaz, you talked about in other interviews how, you know, Tim Bradley was really depressed and it was a really negative situation with the Manny Pacquiao thing. Now, when he fought against Marquez and beat Marquez, how was the reception from the fans as opposed to the Manny Pacquiao situation?
Well, it's different because a lot of people, even Marquez fans, you know, they saw Tim winning. You know, sometimes you get influenced by the commentators, or sometimes you get influenced by certain people in the business. And that night, after the Marquez-Bradley fight, you know, the Marquez team, Nacho, and himself, Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez, you know, they thought they were robbed. And in a point, they wanted to influence the people, making people believe that they had won and they were robbed. But a lot of people saw it, Tim won the fight. I mean, Tim just took it in there, took the fight the way we worked on it. Marquez was good. Tim boxed really well. He listened to me, not like the previous fight with Veronica. He wanted to prove something to the world after the Manny Pacquiao because he was hurt. He was emotionally hurt. So this fight was different. I told him, Tim, get in there, have fun. You try to please the crowd. Obviously, it's not working. So I want you to get in there and please yourself. Get in there, have fun, please yourself, win, and let's go home. So he won. I went back and watched the fight, and I hope Nacho saw it too. Nacho's a very experienced man. I hope he went home and watched the fight, and I hope he realized he was wrong about what he said that night.
Do you think it's a possibility that deep down Nacho and Marquez, they knew that they lost the fight, and this is just somewhat of the way they respond whenever they take a L?
You know what? I can see it because I saw it in the fight when the cameras was in the corner. You can tell when a fighter's losing. You can see the desperation of winning when they feel defeated. And I saw that in them in the fight when I went back home and watched it. I saw that in the rounds, like in the 8th, 9th, in the 10th rounds. I saw Nacho desperate to win the fight because he knew we were losing. I mean, I think it's just their way or their form to coming back to the people, and say, oh, we got robbed again when they really didn't.
Yeah. And were you surprised at the press conference? Because most of the time, if two fighters have a beef, after the fight is over with, they normally, reconcile and everything is cool. But I seen Juan Marquez walk into the post conference, didn't even acknowledge Bradley. Were you surprised how he kind of acted?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I know that and this is a business, and one of the things that I think that happened after I realized what happened in the press conference after the fight, they want a rematch.
Yeah.
And I had some of the Mexican reporters call me, and what they say is Juan Manuel Marquez is planning about retiring. The only way he will retire is if he fights Tim Bradley again, get a rematch. And I just think that what happened that night after the fight was just a setup for the rematch. It wasn't that they knew they won. It was just a setup for Tim to fight him again. I just think that's what it is.
Absolutely. And this is the last question. I'll let you go, Diaz. Now, I got to ask you about this Freddie Roach situation. It was a big rant and a big scuffle out in Macau against Alex Ariza and Team Rios. What do you? They said he made little racial comments. What do you think about that? I got to get your thoughts on that.
I saw it last night, and you're the first person that I'm going to give an interview over what happened. I saw it, and I just think it was a little bit of miscommunication from different parties. I mean, the situation was they were using the gym, and it was already time for them to leave. I mean, it's just a simple call away. You know what, Freddie? They're not done yet. Hold back a little bit. Of course, Freddie comes in, and the beef is already there. It's been there for a while. So Freddie, of course, he gets the heat in him. He gets upset to watch him there, so he approached him, and then he gets a response, and then they start the argument. I mean, they have issues, but in the sport, I mean, it doesn't look professional. There's ways to handle the situation. I just think that was not the proper way to do it. But like I said, it's their issues. They handle it that way. Other people handle it different. I mean, I think, I'm just more of a professional person that would handle a situation different, I mean, but, that's their issues. Hopefully they can settle them, and, there's going to be a fight.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time, Joel Diaz, and we'll see you in the future, man.
Thank you, and a pleasure being here.
All right.